Texting. 8675309. Who owns that number? Seriously, we gotta get out. We gotta figure this out. You know, who did someone. That'll be a smoke show. Hopefully owns that number. Anyway, welcome back to IDD. I don't disagree. Segment 2 here on a Thursday from the mid-sack and a sweltering at the midnight at the witching hour here on Thursday. Weekend hopefully is starting for most of you tonight, like it has for my compadre, who, as you who just tuned in, haven't seen segment 1. Mr. Tom Izzo is only here in spirit. But you see, sometimes you look at that face and you can almost hear him. He's so loud. But he is up visiting family up north, taking a little mini vacay with the fam to see his sister has a house up there on the water. And hopefully the weather's good for the next 4 or 5 days. He gets some nice time with the ocean. Say hi to Jaws for me, Tom, but say it from a distance. Anyway, segment 2. We are going to talk about the NFL preseason football. By the way, return tonight in the form of the Las Vegas Raiders taking care of business, 27-11. Josh McDaniels back in the head coaching seat, and a Jared Stidham sighting. Maybe now I should draft him. I don't know. I certainly didn't last year, DJ. But private joke, folks. Private joke for me in the local six, the SAC 6. Or the Mag 7. Craig, I miss you, buddy. But in any event, the Raiders took care of business tonight, 27-11 for his preseason game. I didn't see any major injuries. Hopefully nobody got hurt. I think, preseason football, I think we're all just hoping nobody gets hurt. I understand the need for the coaches to be able to evaluate the talent and see what's up. I don't know if they need 3 games. They already got rid of 1, so that's good, not 4. But of course they turn into an extra preseason game to make more money. That's what the NFL does best, is make money, isn't it? So I'm not begrudging any business organization of making money, but here's the problem with making money. Okay, here's the problem with money. Okay, at some point, I'm not sure when this happened, it became more important than people, and I can prove that right now. Okay, most of you by now have probably already had seen or heard of the ruling on Deshaun Watson and that just pathetic 6-game suspension handed down by this person they brought in to stop this crap from happening. And what did she do? The bean counter, because went in and this is how the rule is written. If the rules made sense, then they wouldn't have gone after you in the first place. I should say that the players. The code of conduct. I really want to know what idiots, and the key word here is idiots, because whoever wrote that crap, whoever voted on it and pushed it into, this code of conduct crap is just, it's embarrassing. I really want to know who wrote that, thought it was okay. Because the female population of this country and this planet has now in about a month time, when was Roe v. versus Wade? They've now taken 2. Bam, bam. Okay, it's like, and I am happily married. My wife is, I always tell people I married Wonder Woman. Can't imagine what she's thinking between that and Roe v. Wade. I have a daughter who is 10. The NFL has obviously, they have gone back and they had 72 hours to appeal this. They have done so, which if they didn't, oh my God. But they did. And they're looking to get at least a year, which, look, let's be real here, ladies and gentlemen. What the hell's a year? I mean, a year will deter some of these guys from doing this. You got to hit them in the wallet too. The problem is that the league allowed this guy to set up his contract so that he can use the salary he has to pay off whatever he's going to lose, and really he's still going to get every cent of that $230 million. Slap across the face to all the females out there. And if I'm upset about it, I can't imagine what's going on between their ears. But it's just embarrassing that this code of conduct or whatever the heck whatever they call this literature that reads like a comic book. Okay, a guy who was injured and betting on games got a year for betting on football. He got a year for that. This guy, what is the count now? I don't know what the count is. How many women are we talking about here? I mean, it was 24, 25. Then he paid off, I don't know how many, he's down to like one or two or whatever it is. He paid off to buy his innocence. And then the Texans bought paid off, I don't know, 30 others. What's the real number here? Because I keep hearing 24 and then I keep hearing 30. Is it 20? Is it 30? Is it 54? What is the number? Okay. Personally, one is too many. Okay. So whether it's 24 or 30 or 54, whatever the hell it is right now, this is an absolute joke. And this society should be embarrassed right now. Because a guy can throw a football. Okay. He basically can, and because they pay him enough to throw that football. Okay. He can buy his way out of anything. And he's not the first person to do this, and he probably won't be the last. Okay, because the NFL is about the bottom line: money, 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 money. Okay, it still astonishes me to this day that a bunch of dead presidents, most of whom were dead before any of us were ever born. Okay, I think all of them actually, but they are more important than the entire female population of this country. This is disgusting on levels I can't even describe. So they're going to go back at him. Who knows how long this is going to get tied up in the courts? This is not going to be quick. It's just not. At the bare minimum, he should be out a year. At the bare minimum. And to me, that's not enough. That's not enough. As far as I'm concerned, he shouldn't be allowed to play football again. Okay, period. And if somebody did that on the Patriots and they knew about it, he should not be allowed to play football again. I wouldn't care who it is. And I'm not talking about as a sports fan. I'm talking about as a person. This is a moral thing right now. The moral compass is not. It's somewhere buried with common sense right now. I guess the silver lining here is that, to their credit, to a man, to the best of their ability, based on what they know and don't know, the former football players that are now analysts on ESPN, they basically have stood arm in arm with this and said that this is the wrong decision, that it's wrong, and none of them, it's not sitting right with them. So at least they're saying all the right things. I believe they generally mean. I think they're sincere. But the league has to just, if you want to do something, Roger Goodell and you 32 billionaires, take your head out of your fucking asses, because most of you probably have been married. Most of you probably have kids. Maybe half of you, maybe more, have had a daughter. Okay? Take your heads out of your fucking ass. Get with the players union. Do it tomorrow. You don't need to, you know what? You don't have to wait till the spring meeting or the summer meeting when you're down in the Caymans, wherever you clowns are gonna go to celebrate your conquest of the world, or capitalism as we know it. Tomorrow morning, players union, you guys get the reps together, take out this stupid and rip this damn thing up and write something that makes sense. Honestly, do you really have to set precedent? Do you really have to, honestly, when are you going to do the right thing just for the sake of doing the right thing? Because if I wake up tomorrow and I hear that, I'd probably have a heart attack, because it ain't going to happen tomorrow. Okay, it's just not going to happen. These guys they don't care about women. They don't care about women. You don't have to listen to the lawyer who represented him and hear what came out of his mouth today. You should already know they don't care about women. That was just the exclamation point, what came out of his mouth, and that made me sick. What he was saying, because it's all true. It's all true, and I knew it before he uttered a syllable of it. But it's just like, this is embarrassing, and I refuse to believe that there isn't one freaking person on either side of this who doesn't understand that. Look, this whole thing needs to be ripped up, and we just start anew. Okay, and at the top of that list is your treatment of other human beings, specifically females. Okay. I can't tell you. I can't tell you that since that 6 game, and we knew the NFL was going to appeal because they had no choice but to appeal. They had no choice, okay? Because they had egg on their face. They went and got this person to prevent this from happening, and lo and behold, it happens again. It's just like, when is the morally right thing to do here is for these guys to get together tomorrow with the players union and write up a code of conduct and a policy that makes sense and to touch all the bases on this, starting with your treatment of other human beings. And what will not be tolerated. Any kind of assault, crime, whatever, rape, anything, sexual, whatever you want, all of it. Okay, the first penalty, and again, this should be depending on the severity of the penalty. Should be a minimum year out of the league. I mean, they were doing this for marijuana, for crying out loud. And this, I mean, come on. There were guys that were suspended indefinitely for rolling a joint. Okay, this is just Tom, exactly, speechless. The only time that mouth will be open, and you won't hear something come out of it right there. Speechless. And on this, he should be, because he knows where I'm going with this, and he wouldn't disagree with one thing I'm saying. Okay, but the powers that be have to get together, if not tomorrow, this weekend, and just rip that stupid thing up and start over. And honestly, you should be able to draft this thing up in 48 hours, because you know what's wrong, you know what's broken, and you know what you need to do to fix it. Because you're not stupid, you're just greedy. Okay, and you start caring about something other than your wallet and the yacht you jet ski behind. Okay, because this is a joke. What you're doing, what you have said to the female population of this country and this planet is you don't matter. You don't matter. Okay, you don't affect our bottom line, so we don't care about you. Okay, and the bottom line is, at some point, the males in this country who understand this say, you know what, NFL, I got something else to do. I got something better to do. At some point, if you don't do something about it, that's going to happen. My opinion, it should happen now, but it's not going to. Okay, but trust me, every male that I've talked to is hopping mad about this too, and like, I can't understand this stupid code of conduct. How on earth did they not have something like this? I mean, this isn't the first time that women have been assaulted by NFL players. This isn't the 500th time. Okay, when are you going to amend this thing? Okay, to have the punishment fit the crime. It's not just the wallet. You don't get to play, playing football, playing professional sports is a privilege. Okay, and if you have the talent to do it, God bless you. I'm all for you being able to do it. But if you think, or if you do other things like this where you're hurting other human beings, specifically females, you should lose that privilege right away. Okay, because anybody else doing this in any other line of work would be behind. I mean, are you kidding me? You can't. I mean, this athletes and the owners of these sports teams, they're above the law. And sports is not the only venue where this happens. I understand it. It's the golden rule. He or she who has the gold makes the rules. Okay, so if you have enough money, you have enough resources, you can get your way out of all this crap, and that needs to stop. Period. Not just football. This is the obvious one because it's all over the news and we've been talking about it for a year now. But this happens everywhere. So all walks of life. Women are just being. This is 2022. This is just. So my hope would be, because the solution on this is not going to come quickly. The players' union, they're going to appeal this, and they're going to stand by that book. What's written in that book? What's written in those pages? This is already unprecedented, given what we've done in the past. What you did in the past was a joke. To use this, or to use that as a platform for this to justify this 6 games because somebody else got 3. That shouldn't have been 3. That should have been a year out. I mean, come on. Just stop with that crap. Okay? You guys want to do something? Forget money for a minute. All of you kind of look in the mirror and go, what's the right thing to do? Okay? Because what is the right thing to do? Forget everything else. Let's just go in there, both parties, and then sit down, close the damn door, and don't come out until you have something that makes sense. Till you come out with something that is based on morals. What's the morally right thing? What's the humane thing to do? Okay? Start with that, because you have neglected that for so long. It's at this point, it's pathetic. It's just pathetic. And the fact that you can call yourself professionals at this point, when you're continuing to allow this shit to happen, and they get a slap on the wrist. Or in the case of what one woman said, I don't know how many of you saw what the lawyer said, who was representing all these women today. He actually took some statements from some of these women. And one of them said he didn't get a slap on the wrist, he being Deshaun Watson. He got a kiss on the cheek. He got a kiss on the cheek. That's what one of them said. And she's not lying. Okay? Because at the end of the day, he's going to get every dime that he was promised. Okay? The hope is that he sits the year. I guess that's the best we can hope for at this point. He's going to play football again. Okay, he is most likely. So, and the words that were used by that, the predatorial, these words that came out of the woman who took on this case, these findings, and she even admitted that this was predatorial. It was dangerous. How do you put that literature in there? You write that and you give him a 6 game. When is your moral compass? Forget the stupid. Oh, well, in terms of cases like this in the past, they got 3 games, so we're going to get him 6. She was just following the letter of law. Shame on you. Shame on you for anybody who said that. Okay, because I know there was a couple people that actually, as footballists, I kind of like them, but I heard a couple of them say, I'm like, what? Oh, she was following the letter of the law? You guys know the letter of the law was garbage to begin with. The 3 game suspension was a joke, that one. So, I mean, the letter of law, at this point, if that's your law, rip the laws up and start over. That's just start over. All of you, start over. For the sake of humanity, for the sake of yourselves. Because it is hard to look at this league right now and find anything good about it. Other than, well, the athletes are some of the finest athletes in the world, and they play a very tough sport. And I tip my cap to them for having the ability to play it. It's a collision sport. It takes a beating. These guys, their bodies are probably never right again unless, when their career ends. So I give them credit for that. I do. It's a very difficult sport to play, just because of the pounding, the toll it takes on your body physically, and the concussion things like that. So I applaud them for that, and I respect them for that. But at some point, everybody's just got to start looking in the mirror and go, what is the right thing to do? What is the right thing to do? And look, if you're a teammate of him, I understand your perspective on this because you got a family to feed. You got to do your job. Okay. I understand that, but you know what you know, okay? And you know what everybody else is thinking on this. So, the best case, the only thing we can hope for, what I'm praying for, is that the owners and the players union get together as soon as possible, and just draw up a new code of conduct, a new policy. Just rip that thing up and start over. Just start over and do the morally right thing, okay? And everything in there should be based, especially when it comes to dealing with human beings. Women, especially, child abuse, all these things that you could throw in there that violate, protect the shield. You want to protect the shield, okay? Understand something, okay? It's just this simple. Every one of these football players has a mom, okay? So you want to defend the shield. If it wasn't for all these moms, you wouldn't have all these players, okay, that raise these kids. So defend the shield. Get rid of the defend the shield. Defend humanity, okay? How about that? Defend women, okay? Anything would be better than defending the shield. At this point, I don't give a damn about the shield. Fuck the shield, okay? Because the shield is not, that shield is worthless as far as I'm concerned. It's not defending, it's missing everything that matters, okay? Because there's nothing on that shield about morals, about common sense, about what's the humane thing to do. That shield is lacking everything that matters. So, and most people, I think. So, we're going to close this segment out tonight. I hope that this starts with he gets a year and it doesn't end there. They got to hit him in the wallet too, and they've got to make sure they got to hit this guy so hard that nobody else that plays in that league even thinks of violating or taking advantage of a woman again. And I've got my theories on what that should be. They're not going to listen to me, but it's got to be a lot harder than 1 year and $1 million fine. That's not going to do it. No, not for a guy who makes $230 million. That's not going to do it. Okay, it's got to go further than that. You guys got to get to the bottom of this. You better do it quickly because honestly, every day that passes, you're just losing more and more. Because again, there's just a million other things to do with your Sunday. Okay, and at some point, we're going to figure out I have to watch this crap. I can go do something else. Okay. So, and once these guys, I'm just waiting for my wife to go, I can't believe you're watching that garbage. I'm just waiting for that one to come out. And I wouldn't blame her if she said it because she has every right to feel that way, as does every other woman on this. And for you women that were involved in this, if you ever see this, hand to God, I am so sorry that you had to go through this. This is terrible. You should never have to feel that way. You shouldn't be afraid to speak out and have your lives ruined because this guy can throw a football 60 yards, or he can run a 4.5 40, or can run backwards and throw it. That's a joke. It's all a joke, and you deserve, all of you women deserve better. And any man who's a real man would admit that. So we're going to close it out with that. I will be back Sunday night. The shirt will be back with me Sunday night. Maybe I'll have something else to say. Probably not. But anyway, you guys have a great weekend. Tomorrow is Friday. Finish strong. We will see you on Sunday